Today guys, I'm finally going to be doing something I've been wanting to do on this car since I bought it, and that is cleaning up these headlights, man. I mean, they're just very oxidated from the sun, more than likely never been cleaned up. And at night I have a lot of people flashing their high beams at me just because they're so dim. Especially when it rains, it seems like I have no headlights on. But I mean, it does give me a little bit of light at night, but I mean, it's hardly anything. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to go ahead and get my tent set up because it is scorching out today. For this headlight restoration, I'm actually going to be taking off the bumper just because I want to get as close as I can over here. I can go ahead and tape it off, but I mean, it's pretty easy to take off this bumper specifically. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I have everything set up, and as well I did clean just the front of the car, you know, basically fenders, hood, front bumper, headlights, just to make sure I get any dirt away from the headlights before I start sanding on them and polishing, because I don't want any little bit of dirt get in there and start to scratch up everything. So like I said, I am going to be taking off the front bumper for this headlight restoration. So real quick, going to be taking this off. Bumper is taken off, and now as you can see, we will be able to get all the way on the corners, just sand it without any issue. I am going to just have to put some painter's tape on the fender here just to make sure it don't scratch up that fender. So I'm going to put that on for both sides, the driver and the passenger side, and then we'll get started on the sanding. Boom, driver and passenger side fender has been placed with the masking tape. So now we're ready to sand, but we are going to wet sand. So I'm going to be mixing up the water and just a little bit of dish soap as a solution. The dish soap is in there so the sandpaper doesn't get clogged up with plastic. The same thing like if you're wet sanding paint, so it doesn't get clogged up. And I'll soak the sandpaper for about 10 minutes before I start actually sanding on the headlights. And the reason why you would use dish soap, it doesn't add anything onto the paint. It's a degreaser. So, you know, of course you don't want to have anything on the paint, add anything on there before you polish it, or as well before you paint it, or then you're going to have a big mess. Just a little bit, that should do. I'm just going to fill it up with water, maybe about halfway. Now as for the sandpaper I'm going to be using is, I'm going to start off with 600. We got 800, a thou wow, 2 thou wow, and 3 thou. Now you are able to start off on 800, but I'm starting off with 600 because they're pretty heavily oxidated, and so if they're not too heavy you can start off with 800. I'm gonna just throw these in the water for about 10 minutes to pre-soak before I actually start sanding on the headlights. After using 600 grit, this is how it looks. Definitely got rid of the yellowness. So now it's time to sand with the 800. So boom, hit it with that 800. Looking better. Still cloudy, of course, because of those scratches from the sandpaper. Now what I'm going to do is change out the water, put dish soap again, put some water in there, and then pre-soak the 1000, 2 thou, and 3 thou. And the reason why I changed out the water is just because on the initial sand, we're getting all that debris and everything that is sitting on top of the headlight, putting it into the water. So I changed out the water just to get all that old junk out. And now I got some new fresh water. And it's not going to get in the way of the sandpaper in between the headlight and scratch up the headlight, especially when it comes to polishing. So here I have 1, 2, 3 thou. Just going to let them pre-soak. Here we are at 1000. Time to hit it with that 2000. As you guys could tell, it's basically almost there, man. Honestly, if you wanted to, you can start polishing, but I take it down to that 3000 to, you know, really take down those scratches and let the polisher hardly do any work onto it. There we are with the final steps of sanding with the 3000. That is it for this headlight. Take a look. And then here's the driver's side, still untouched. So now all I have to do is get the buffer, grab some polish, and it's really going to make it shine for real. Reapplied the tape onto the headlight, especially to protect that black rubber molding, just because whenever you use a polish, sometimes it's real hard to get off on rubber and just leaves like a white faded grayish looking mark. So headlight is ready to be buffed out. I got the polisher or the buffer right here with the black pad, and the polish I'm going to use at first is the Meguiar's Ultra Finishing Polish, and then after I polish it up with that, I'm going to throw on the blue pad and hit it with the show car glaze, and that's going to finish it up. You guys see it right there. See, the more detail you put into it, sanding it all the way up to 3000, the buffer doesn't really have to do much work to make it shine. So we're not even finished with the show car glaze. There's the difference. Now I do have the blue pad and gonna hit it with that show car glaze. Here we are in the sun. Here's the reason why I only did one headlight, is so you could get a real picture of before and after. Man, that really looks good. And now there was some sort of staining or something that has been onto the plastic, but I mean, honestly, it's not really an issue. But just to let you guys know that. As far as for the restoration and the polishing part, that is all finished up. I'm still going to ceramic coat them here at the end, but I need to go ahead and do this driver side. Now I'm going to ceramic coat the headlights. I got a microfiber and 70% alcohol here, and firstly I'm going to clean them off. So now that they're clean, I'm going to put one coat of Crystal Serum Light from G-Technic with the small microfiber suede towel. Alright, so that has flashed. I'm just going to go ahead and buff that out. So one coat from the Crystal Serum Light has been put on the headlights. Now I'm going to put 2 coats of the Exo Coat from G-Technic as well. Alright guys, so I threw the bumper back on, but we're all finished up. Restored the headlights, polished them up, put ceramic coating, that Crystal Serum Light with the Exo Coat on top. These things are looking wet, man. So y'all see what it is. Y'all know what it is. You could do this yourself, but I actually do offer this as a part of my own personal business, which you can find the Instagram, and as well if you want to contact me, go ahead and do so down in the description box. As always, if you guys have any questions, drop them down below in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna catch you on the next one, man.